Hi everyone. So this is a 20-minute quick workout for anybody who has weak or tight hips that want to just really target the hips area, hip flexors, glutes, hamstrings, quads. This is a very good exercise for you, especially if you like cycling or if you're a runner, or also especially for those who sit down at desks for such a long time, 8 hours a day. This is a very great exercise for you to explore. So we're going to start very quickly. Just rolling the ball underneath the foot. So I can't emphasize enough how important it is to roll your feet out, because your feet is the first point of contact to the floor. So whatever your feet is, strong or weak, it is going to determine how stable your hips is going to be. So it stabilizes your hips. So if you've got weak ankles or toes, or even just instability of being flat on the floor, your feet barefoot, it's going to affect your knee joint, your hip joint in some way. Okay, so work on rolling any ball under your foot for about a minute. I like to use a tennis ball. And from there, we're just going to drop and press your weights in different areas under the foot. So just to wake up the muscles and the fascias and the joints underneath the foot. And when you're ready, just spread the toes around the ball and start to squeeze the ball with your toes. Just about 5 very, very deep squeezes, just to wake up the toe joints, and also to practice spreading of the toes around the ball. And when you're done, you can just swap over to the other side and do the same thing on the other side. Notice once you've done the first side, notice how much stable you feel on your feet after doing it. So your feet's more alive, it can feel into the ground more. You'll find that it stabilizes into the ground more as the muscles are more aware of its position in space on the ground. Same thing, you're just gonna pump into different areas of the foot with the ball, putting a little bit of weight. If you feel any sharp pain, you're going to back off. So don't push your body into the pain. You just really want to feel into the body. If it feels not right, then that it's not right, okay? And then last but not least, just squeeze the ball, activate into the toes. 2, good, big squeeze. And let's go straight into ankle mobility. Grab the ball in between, take the ball in between your heels. You don't need to squeeze too hard, but we're just going to work on rolling the ball, rolling your feet forwards and back. So just get comfortable with flexing and extending into the ankles. You don't have to lift the heels too high to start. Always start low. You don't want to throw yourself off balance at all in this movement. You just want to wake up the ankles. Keep the ball in between the heels, so you're kind of activating into that ankle, into the back of the legs a little bit more. And if you feel comfortable to go a little bit further, you can hold into a tippy toe. Again, you don't have to go too high, just hold it here for 3 counts, and then slow down the descent, rock back to counter, and then rock back onto the heels, ball and toes of the feet, hold for 3, 2, 1, and slow it down. Good. As you get more and more comfortable on your ball and toes, you can slowly work on balance, going a little bit higher, strengthening into the ball and toes to catch your balance and to keep you stable, and then slow it down. Good. I would go with maybe 6 reps of this and then maybe work up to about 12, but go 6, 8, 10, 12. See how you feel, how tired you feel in your ankles. Good. Let's do a few more. So we just want to wake up the ankles, back of the legs nicely here. Good. You're going to just slowly, let's come our way down to the floor. Hugging the knees to the chest, opening up into the hips, right knee to the right hip, left knee to, right knee to the right armpit, left knee to the left armpit. Feel the lower back into the floor. Get comfortable with letting your hips open up to the side here. And when you're ready, you can slowly drop your feet mat distance apart, slightly wider than the hips, Hands can be on the floor where it may, and then just let your hips go into an internal, external rotation, keeping the feet exactly where it is, and then just dropping the knees side to side. Some people might have tightness in an internal rotation, so like my left leg is right now. So I want you to feel into the internal rotation. Don't force it again, and then just take a few more rocks side to side. And if you feel ready to drop and hold, we're going to slowly drop both knees to the right side. Take your left hand up to a letter Y, and take your right heel and then just prop it on top of your left knee. And then let that internal rotation have a nice little stretch on the outside of that left hip, left rib cage as well as the left upper arms and shoulders gets a good stretch. And I want you to try taking 3 deep breaths here. And when you're ready, drop the foot down before you bring both knees up, and then do the same on the other side. Left hand reaches up to a letter Y, right hand letter Y, and then your left foot on top of your right knee. Three breaths. And when you're done, bring that left foot down. Once again, slowly drop side to side. Let's release into the hips. Hug one knee to the chest, other knee to the chest. Good. Now we're going to roll to any side. Let's start to rolling on our right side, and we're going to grab a little bit of a weight. So if you have a little dumbbell, have that. I like to use these little weights here. Lie on your side here, and then we're going to go into what we call little clamshells. You can have the option of squeezing a block in between your heels as you do this. Let yourself lie onto the right side. Take your weight and place it on top of the top leg, okay, your left knee. And as you keep the heels pressing into the block, we're going to lift the left knee off and hold it there and slowly descend. Take an inhale to lift and slow exhale to descend. So don't go fast, opposite of fast, exhaling as long as you can, and you descend. So we're going to go for 6 to 12 reps here. So just slowly building strength. See how you feel with 6 reps. And if you don't have a weight, do more repetitions. Maybe you might go up to 20 reps with no weight. And let's do 3 more. 2 and 1. Very good. And let's go over to the other side and do the other side. And when we're ready, let's go. Inhale to lift. Oops. And slow down the exhale. Inhale. Three more. 2 and 1. Good. And we're just going to release the weight down. Come and lie down on your back. Keep the block with you. And then take the block in between your thighs. Palms up to the sky. We're going to squeeze the block like we're trying to create dents in the block as we lift the hips up. We're going to work on our glute maximus here, the big muscle in our butt cheeks, and then squeeze the glute. Keep the hips lifted. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very slowly descend. Try not to rest too long as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Squeeze and lift. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go for just 6 reps today, but if you'd like, continue up to 12 reps if you feel comfortable. And when you're ready, let's do the last one. And a slowly inhale down. Good. Hug the knees to the chest. Let's release that lower back with a gentle spinal twist, just really quickly. Always nice to feel. If you have any tightness after doing a certain rep and you just need a release, it's worth it. Just going into a quick spinal twist. Nice. And slowly we're going to rock ourselves up. So very good way to also work into the legs is to make sure that you have hamstring flexibility. So we're going to go with a one-legged hamstring stretch. So we're going to start by hugging your left knee into the chest and then just let the left knee open up to the left side. Grab a strap or a belt or anything that you can. Hook your ball of your foot with your belt. Now keeping into a nice straight spine, we're going to slowly draw the chest up towards your toes. So try not to round into the spine just yet. We want to work on the flexibility of your hamstring without stretching into that lower back. So keep that spine nice and straight and then work and see where your range is. So this is technically where I am with my flexibility without rounding the lower middle back. Good, and just take a few deep breaths here. Now choose if you've done 3 deep breaths and then you would like to go a little bit deeper and rounding into that lower spine, you can slowly drop your nose down towards your knees and take another 3 deep breaths again. And let's target the quad muscles here. Keep to that forward fold. Lower your palms down to the floor, or you can just get your tented fingertips down to the floor. Point into that right foot. Now, keeping that forward fold, we really want to target the quad muscles and not use the muscles in the lower back. We're going to lift the heels up and slow it down. Just 6 reps. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Very nice. And let's go the other side. Straighten out the left leg, hug the right knee to the chest, and open the right knee to the right. Take your strap. One more time. Let's hamstring stretch that left leg. Pull, lengthen into that spine. Send your chest through towards the toes. 3 deep breaths. And once you've done 3 long deep breaths, go into a full lower back bend, forward fold, nose to knees. Stay here for another 3 deep breaths. And when you're ready, release the strap. Fingertips down, point your left toes, and we're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Let's cross our legs at the ankles and let's go into a cross-legged seated forward fold. Lengthen into the spine and then gently, wherever you are, just walk your hands. And if you're just here today and your knees are up to there, I want you to grab blocks, place it underneath the knees because it's a passive stretch. So you don't want to, feel anything hanging or any, stabilizing muscle trying to hold things together. You really want everything to just relax. So use blocks underneath your knees or thighs if you need to. Lengthen into the spine. Always start with a straight spine. Find your reach, find your range, and then you want to just relax there and then let your breath just relax your muscles. Take another 2 more breaths. And slowly walk yourself back up. Now we're going to work a little bit on the hip flexors. I'm going to turn to the side so you can have a look. Now we want to make sure that we're seated onto our sitting bones. So we're going to take our index and middle finger and place it underneath our sitting bones and let the sitting bones just crush into the fingers so that you can get a full awareness of your sitting bones pressing down into the floor. And once you've done that, you can release your fingers away. Sitting bones nicely pressing down onto the mat now. Take your hands, pull your knees in towards your chest as you keep that length in your spine. Sitting bones as much as possible still on the mat. And from here, heels come off the floor. And if you feel comfortable to lift your toes and then flex into the ankles maybe, and then balance your sitting bones onto the mat as you lift your legs off the floor. See how you feel. Otherwise, toes can just softly remain on the mat for now, okay? We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Lower the feet down. Cross your ankles in the opposite side where you had before. Lengthen into the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk your hands forward, going into a cross-legged forward fold once again. Now you will feel it a little bit on that lower back, or if your left ankle is in front of your right, like mine is, you would feel it a lot more on the left hip. So breathe into the opening of your left hip. And slowly walk your hands back. Good. One more time, pull the knees in towards the chest, sitting bones pressing down onto your mat. Heels are lifted, lengthen to your spine, and when you're ready, flex and flex both ankles, hold it there. Good. We're going to hold it here for 8, 7, 6, and if you feel comfortable to release your hands, bring one hand up, other hand up for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your legs down, extend into the legs, shake it off. So we're going to do another set of quad activation. So we're going to grab a block or anything that would lift your feet slightly higher than the ground and lower your heels on top of there. Okay, we're going to bring the hands to the sides of the hips here, a little bit slightly wider. We're going to point your toes and we're going to lift the right heel off the floor and we're going to do 5 taps on the right side. 5, 4. Lean the body forward a little bit more to make sure that you're not using any of the muscles. 3, 2, 1. Let's do the left side. Point your left toes, going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now keep that forward fold, suck the belly in, and we're going to go into 2-legged. Of course, that's a progression. Otherwise, stick to 1 leg at a time. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake it off. Wonderful. And then we're going to progress coming up to standing. In standing position, we're going to grab a weight and a hard block. So if you have a little bit of a step, this is going to be very helpful. Grab a strap. Now, if you don't have a weight, you don't need one. I love these little weights because it kind of molds onto the surface, and I like to use it for just an additional strength and a bit of resistance to the movement. So we're going to work with the left hip, your gluteus minimus and your glute medius. That's right. So lifting anything that stabilizes the leg or stabilizes the hip requires the muscle to really work hard here. So we're going to let that right leg hang down, and then we're going to lift that right leg up. All right, we're going to go for 8, 7. No, notice I'm using a weight, and I'm flexing into my ankles to make sure that that weight doesn't fall. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's do the other side. Now you can easily just, without the weights, just stabilize into the hips, but then just add a little bit more reps to it. So I'm doing 8, so maybe you might like to try 12 to 20 reps. When you're ready, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Now, if you like to progress for hip strengthening in that ball and socket joint, you can work with what we call dexterity holds. So I like to use the weight once again, but again, you don't need to use the weight. So we're going to start with hip flexion. So bend that knee in line with the hip, add the weight, find something to hold on to. If you have sticks, get sticks. If you need to, hold on to the wall. We're going to hold it here for 5 counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to open up the right knee to the right, still keeping to that dexterity. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go into an internal rotation of the hip. Notice you're not moving into your spine. Keep your spine and torso fixed, and then just going into an internal rotation of the hips. And I like to add a little bit of weight here to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to center, shake it off. And let's do the left side. Left knee flex, dexterity hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open it out to the side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Internal rotate. Try to keep your torso nice and firm, straight as the trunk for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release, come back up. So this is a really lovely hip work, really strengthens into the hips, get all the muscles stretched, flex, lengthen, stronger, and you'll find sitting down at the desk is no longer boring. Thanks, see you next time.